Oboroso bw'omugusi.
Buyamono kegima omurigereria bwensoko nukwegena kwane buna ritko ryao nigo rigenderete buya chinsani komi chabono mogoroba chingakingo kwarigania tonyore amangana Amayia senchirere yobwenge koruga iga Ensoko TV oboroso bw'omugusi erietariane Linet Nyambane. Omoro kiwo yomo kurwa ase university ya Rongo osirio bogima bwaye asa kagere kwerusia obomoyo aso kunywe sumu ya mate yomoro kiwo yo kurwa ase kenyoro kya botira ebunge ya machoge chache bono yeso kirie na gusaba obwene bumwana obo ase rieta Violet Nyabicha oyo konyo okoro mutinyo yo mubuka kurwa soa ase university ya Rongo ikikeirete nyagosira kwimukia egetambukire kyogo kwerusia obomoyo bado tikera manyekana goikabono
simia ngai gacha nere kamte byaro ngamatebi ngateba wani mama Violet ngamatebi Violet gacha tabatwa mwende nansi okure twambekire moja ngachaka gukura ryo
nabakura tunende tukamyoka gochaga tukanyorega tukamyoka mbaka bwaso umwana ale university yakena watu wanyote no siriri ya tu asirete ya tu wanyote no siriri na bana be school ba to rest tende na ya renge gocha buna cha gete buna nyote liogeri ekira ne sabu gatenge lioga ale lioga nyungerire ne sabu mata kana ngamorekerio karigere karigegete karinyaganyagari garende no gosendi bwa tamaruki kanyorire muna maje ndibwa tamaruki
ekero na ranga tari gochokerio ngamubambori omonu ngasigi kiamate ngatio kerra gocha chimio inyugo mwana one ngotio karerio mwana one tari gotio kerio
paskali mbato tebete nyuma bose batarato tebe lakini kitole protein abana bato tebete ngesa karanera alika lakini abaskali mbaenda nero tukagani toyerore nyombe esiekire kebuli ngungu onkeyo ali polisi tukasaba baskali nga tuangesa kareyu torore nkialigete baskali bato tebete nga aya muna iso mwana sakale tolikoewa esakale sakale talibere esakale ya monesi mie yo mwana na bitogo tumeka bakoro chungusi inuganda robelie mero belimo kolepi esakale ego cha mayo
yabere togosemera ko nakiasa bitogo sawa bakona bakiyo bakona nyari kabo ko makoni kusi nabe ko gosemera sawa kaliri endo tiri ko sene chibikira masale
Gotikana nayo omancho morigereria ni gotogoswa ase amangana siasa asomo governor bwe county ya Nyamira omoske Amos Nyaribo ate otebire buna ekiama kya UPA ni gokere tayari gokore meremo ni kiama kerigia ODM ase keria atebire buna omugusi no mogere na bantabamo aya ni gachire maiga yo governor bwe county ya Homa Bay omosubati Gladys Wanga nori bwe county ya Nyamira Amos Nyaribo kororekana kero yomo kungusa gochia ase ekiama kiaye.
Sisi ni watu moja. Sisi ni watu moja, tushikane pamoja. Hata wewe gavana Nyaribo ukitaka kitu mimi siwezi pinga. Siwezi. Ukitukiongea, tukizungumza, tutazungumza na tutasimama pamoja na tutatembea pamoja. Na sisi kiongozi wetu ni Raila. So akishaongea angalie dunia. Tunasema ile kitu anaona kama amekaa. Hatuwezi ona hata tusimame juu ya huko Godoma. Sasa vile ataona wakishikana na ndugu zake wote, sisi ni foot soldiers wake, tutafuata tu namna hiyo. Lakini I want to tell our brothers and sisters among us, we are together. What you have eaten can never be lost. Can never be lost. So we can never disagree. Ni kama wale wanaenda kushuka nywele huko Kenyatta Market.
Kwa nini tuliana UPA? Ni kwa sababu mulisahau sisi kidogo. Nisahau sisi kidogo, na tuko tayari kuongea. Tuko tayari kuongea kwa sababu mimi mahali nimetoka naitwa Manyengwe. Manyengwe ndio Musweta. Iko Wasweta wengi hapa sana. Hata yuadibu kidawala ni Musweta. So, na hapa Wasoma yote iko Wakisii wamehamia hapa mahali naitwa Lambwefare wote wanafanya mapei ikuwe kwetu ya pili. Tena personally, niko na uhusiano hapa. My first cousin was married to Peter Mboya. So, uhusiano ya kuona
abaremi bekemeri gikawa kurwa ase kiwanda gya Kionyo imeye bunge ya Bobasi besokirie na kwimurungani igoro yoboteneneri obobebwe kiwanda ekyo gukwana n'abariki bamangana Amayia abaremi abo bono nigo bamochirie abarai ase okubaunereria eng'eri yabo bono nigo baruru kuburia gochiase omwaziri bwe cooperative imeye county ya Kisii weswana nigati na kugayana obututukani bore asayo boigo nigo batebire buna nigo babeire bakwiberwa chikiro cyabo kera chingaki
twawe nyora chibesa bwango iga cheso chikawe chia chororo na bututukani mbole bwa bororo ase chikawe ekyo abalemi bange bali gocha banyora nga chikawe cyabo muna bapimete inchiri koenda amo ne chibesa bali kolikorwa ase society abalenterete ose sako ya balentete chibesa ororo amangana agabete mono negende kyarabere matuka mange ekera balemi mumaitena balemi chikawe n'abantu baraba gotumono nande n'abantu bategemete kawe isana nekera omonto munekera ali gocho pima chikawa igare kwa lisiti boronge ne lisiti eri oenda ne lisiti ya isana getena agapima chikawa chire chikiro chiayo nyani komio genda nakyo lakini baadaye bonekero to emosaro gocha bakoria banyore kiros keria gige kogenda ase bengieri ko bakana gose sakeria ingeri kogenda ne chikiro chirio omulimi ya pimete bono tokonyora na magosa ya mono igakorerana kurugu kuro society ya Kionyo no ke record area ego yari ko record chikiro kya balimi amagosa na rotunya kubole na inkige kogera kirenga kikawe chikoriyewa amagosa ya rorokana management yeye gose kamati eri etenete society etenete abalimi bakeire chikura balende omulimi nandi balende ekemeri eke ngiye kogera mangana ya gochaba mwacha goteba nga na iguma gotena ne sake bwata magosa na ne sake gwibera balimi esako ngaki gwibera balimi ekyagere esako igegwakana kulingana ekirosi kiria kita se sako baka post kibese kiri kialenga se kilosi bono egende ekeneke scandal getero ande yere kurwasa abarai bekikawa mono muno mochiamani oro no ne faisi yaye inde ngaki nkorora bali nkoche kibare record siboronge kiagende gross keri kiadali ne record yali omulimi na bimete igo bono omwana naro gopima chikaweji oye kera akorera magoso ekamati ige kwanda ya muira kandi yatena gendo regio koni wa kanu omulimi yani amuakane igo munara amuakane iyera magoso mono bono nkobeka magoso gochia se society ye kamati ero omwana oyo okorera matuka mange tanya gotekerwe en action eye
tokorugabu ase abaremi omoncho morigereria nigo togoswa ase esekta yobochenu ase abarai byebiombe byabakori emeremo ase esekta yobochenu besokirie na komochie chiserikari chechi county ase ogosinyo gwikerana ase ibabegete nekiombe gyokobaka neng'eria okwana ime omochio Nairobi abarai abo nigo boigo baragire chiserikari echio ase omogomo bw'abanyagitari oyogenderete image county ao anene ase county ya Kiambu ase bono barura matuko atano na abere onyekerero kyabo tikego kya kutegererwa nigo barachigokora omogomo bwemeremo.
Industry has done its bit, and we must thank CS Duale and his PSs, PS Modoni and Oluga, because as far as the UHC, the Global Fund, and the CHAP are concerned, they have met the end of the bargain. Also as concerns the review of the salaries for health workers as per the SRC circular, that has been done. But the counties have continued to delay this, and especially talking about Kiambu County. You know, as I stand here, myself, I'm lost. I remember some times back in some of the media stations, I have appeared in some of the panel discussions with the governor of Kiambu. And we used to discuss governance matters. And it was very hard on the governors then and how they were treating their workers then. He has even gone ahead to stop all union deductions and continues to threaten the workers that they must come out of the unions if they want to continue working for Kiambu County. Going forward, if these issues are not going to be addressed within the next 7 days, as the caucus, we have made a resolution that we shall be giving a program of joint action that are going to culminate in a joint nationwide strike for all.
Ekiombe gĩũkwĩgĩrĩra obwene bwa mwanyabantu gĩa Kenya National Commission on Human Rights yachakire richiko eriri gukwanira obokong'u abantu bakwĩgĩrĩra obwene bwa mwanyabantu bagwetera gukwana ime umuchio Nairobi. Ekiombe ekio nigo giatebire marange chiamate chiabaigereria bwo nigo gose chiamate chio abaigereri bwa mwanyabantu nigo chikwenyora ase akong'u ase boigo abasubati bari bakwegerera obwene bwa mwanyabantu babeire bakunereriwa nabo igo babeire bakubakwa amarieta.
Freedom of opinion and expression, looking at some of those bottlenecks and obstacles that have been placed before the human rights defenders, and how do we deal with them. Freedom of association and assembly, there are times when they have been denied registration, for instance. So how do we deal with such? Their participation in public affairs without any discrimination. And again, we noted even in the counties, some county governments, when they know that you are a human rights defender and you have come to raise some issues as a Kenyan citizen in that particular county, there is a negative connotation given to those human rights defenders. And sometimes they are even denied access to such kind of public participation. And of course, liberty and security of the person is very key. And as you saw from the report, the number that were killed, HRDs killed over this period, there were 8 of them. So why should we lose lives of people who are raising issues? HRDs on land matters, which are very sensitive in this country, and ignore it. They bear the brunt of the reactions from various duty bearers. And so we lost 8 HRDs during the reporting period of 2020 to 2022, which shouldn't have actually happened, and that compromises the right to life as well. We needed to establish a framework where the sharing of data, very confidential data, would be guaranteed, so that if civil society organizations have collected data, very sensitive data, how do we ensure that is protected beyond the law that we already have in place? So those are some of the frameworks that needed to be put in place, so that then the multi-agency institutions could share that very confidential information without compromising the security of the individuals that are mentioned, for example, in the data.
Goskamutwe omo waziri bwa mang'ana y'echinsi chaisco oyubo igore omonene bwa waziri Ensa Musalia Mudavadi nigatebire chinsi cha Africa echibwenerete gukora omukia kubwaterana n'echinsi cha isco erio korosia amabaga y'obonchoreria kuigeka enibo nabo igogokinia ebirengo by'obonchoreria Ensa gukwana ime umucho Nairobi ase chiobisi chinene chinsi ya China. Mudavadi boigo nigatebire buna chingaki chokonyora obokonyi kurwase chinse chaisco nigo chaetirwe ne chingaki.
We value, as Kenya and as Africa, the strong partnership that China has built with the African continent. Kenya has a delegation negotiating its portion of arrangement with the Chinese government, and we hope that in a few weeks' time, we shall be able to report progress, indicating that we have struck a deal within the free preferential trade arrangements. This is critical for us, critical for Africa, bearing in mind that we are seeing a lot of volatility in the trading arena. So if African countries and I think one has already concluded. Kenya may be perhaps the next one. We believe that Africa requires predictable, reliable, consistent trade arrangements with its partners. The message is that we need to stop dependency on aid as a continent and start getting more into trade, building the Africa Continental Free Trade Area, working together. And therefore, it is upon us, both individually and collectively, to take more seriously any opportunities of consolidating trade arrangements with our developing partners. So the offer that has been presented by China to the African continent is extremely timely, and I encourage other African countries to take advantage of it within the FOCAC framework so that we can create a predictable, reliable, and consistent trade arrangement.
Na gwikiraga abo omwancho murigereria no tugukorera amang'ana Amayia senchira yobwenge amang'ana nde Amayia senchira yobwikira no urachiko ya umera Ensa Eyemo na bwego chinsa isato asoguchikumerana na Ishmael Mogere eria tara nelinet nyambane na bari bane kia chibicha na boiga Mariogi ngo gwikirare asenchira ere yobwikirano Brian Achaka na boigo Felistas Kavindu na director Zack kera tukuganirio tware oborigereria obuya.
Thank you.